Fire 959 on the street and on the air. Welcome to the Hive with me, Marula Cheesecake. And you know what? I am beyond excited, but I'm always excited for these interviews because, today we're chatting to a mother, a former beauty pageant queen, a graduate, I love this part, a graduate in BCom marketing and business management, darling, and the founder of Marula Cheesecake Passion, Sonia Booth. Welcome, Sonia. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Now, Sonia, first and foremost, what inspired you to create Marula Cheesecake Passion?
I think circumstances, personal circumstances, tragedy, if you want to call it that. I think I had no choice but to register and conceptualize the brand. And that's exactly what I did.
And you took advantage of the situation. That's what I love about it.
Somebody was going to. Somebody was going to. And there was no ways I was going to allow anybody else to benefit or gain from my personal situation. Because I've always believed that there's always somebody out there who's got exactly the same idea as you. The only difference is that you and I might be having the same idea, but only one of us is actually going to take it and run with it and actually, put it out there and do something about it and not just leave it as a thought or as an idea in their head.
Now, can you please tell us about the production of Marula Cheesecake Passion? Like from the whole branding, where do you bake it? Give us the info, girl, the tea.
So whenever people read the brand name, they assume that it's an actual cake. But I have never had any interest in baking. It requires a lot of patience. It's expensive. Particularly a cheesecake. A cheesecake is very expensive to make. I mean, when you look at the, I think one of the cheeses, I mean, it's a costly exercise. So no, I have no interest in baking. I can cook. I'm a mean cook, but a baker, I'm happy to leave it to other people to explore. So I started out with alcoholic ice cream, alcoholic frozen yogurt. And those are marula and cheesecake infused, which means the marula, from the marula fruit that we have in abundance in South Africa, especially Limpopo. I didn't even know that it was such a big thing in Mozambique and Eswatini as well. They've got marula fruits growing there as well. So it's not just only in South Africa, or particularly in Limpopo in on a bigger scale. So whenever you taste any of my products, the base of everything that I make, be it alcoholic popcorn, be it the liqueur, the base will always give you the nuances and the taste and the smell of the marula fruit and the cheesecake flavor. I mean, think of your vanilla. Remember when you have something baking in your oven and that smell of essence, the vanilla essence? Yes. So whatever you put next to your mouth, that's Marula Cheesecake Passion brand, you will always pick up those flavors and infusions.
I like that. I'm going to repeat it. It's products that have marula and cheesecake infused in them. Like, how does your brain go there? Because, you know how it is. Like, as a normal layman, you're thinking, cheesecake, you're going to go straight to that. And why did you decide, like, as you did say, actually, that, you know what, I'm not a baker, but I'm a mean cook, right? What you talking about, you spoke about, there's a liquor, correct? And what else is there in there that has got marula and cheesecake infusions?
So I have the liqueur. Remember, I started out with the ice cream and frozen yogurt, and then I launched the liqueur on June 16 last year. And then now I have the alcoholic popcorn. But everything I make has got the two infusions.
Alcoholic popcorn. Like, my brain immediately goes into watching movies with friends and, oh my word. Now, what challenges have you experienced thus far, in creating all of these?
So with the ice cream and the frozen yogurt, it was not a costly exercise. It did not need much of a capital. I simply just went into my bank account and, I had an idea of what my packaging would look like. Luckily, my graphic designer offered to do my logo, and up until today, he still refuses to give me a bill because he's like, "You're my sister. How can I charge you?" So my logo was a gift from a brother from another mother, and I'm grateful for that, because in any case, I didn't have money for that at the time anyway. So the ice cream and frozen yogurt did not require much capital. So it was just a matter of trialing out in my own kitchen about what was going to work, what flavors were going to work, and how is the mixture going to turn out. But luckily I've got, family members who I had, to test the recipes out on. What was expensive and what needed a lot of money was the liqueur, because research and development had to go into it. I had to approach a distillery, and I had these crazy ideas. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew exactly how it should taste like, and try and explain that to another person. And this person has never made anything close to that. The distillery that I approached normally makes gin. And they make vodka. They've got their own labels. And here I am with my own crazy ideas. And at first they looked at me on some...
You sure about that?
We're not sure about this because we've never done anything like this before, but we up for a challenge. And you can imagine, when there's nothing like it in the market, there's nothing to do a copy and paste with. You can't take an existing product and think you're going to improve on it, because there's nothing out there that you can improve on, because a product of that nature does not exist. But one thing about me is that if I wake up with an idea, or I've been kept awake by an idea, and I know exactly what I want it to taste like, and I know exactly what the end product is going to be, you're not going to sway me. You're not going to dissuade me from my concept and from the idea that I have. If you're not able to deliver, or you're just not open-minded enough to come on board with me, I'll say thank you, and I'll, go and knock next door until I find somebody who's crazy enough, who's just as crazy as me to see it through.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. But I'm grateful that every cent that's gone into the business, it's money from my own pockets and my own bank account, and it's an incredible feeling, and to be able to do that when it's never an easy thing to start a business and to also invest, with your own savings and whatever else that you have, in your cupboard, savings, whatever. It's never easy, but I'm here where I am with capital and 100% self-funded.
Now, earlier on, as I was introducing you, I spoke about your qualification in BCom in marketing and business management. I'm sure this has come extremely handy within the business, because not a lot of people actually are as lucky. They might have an idea, but when they think of the marketing and the business, especially business management, including myself, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, we'll have a lot of ideas, but the process and understanding the systems that you have to put in place. How has your qualification assisted you in this business?
So, marketing was obviously one of the two majors, marketing and business management. And I've always leaned more towards the marketing part of the two majors. But of course, we all know that, whether you like it or not, whether you're in corporate or you are an entrepreneur or a business person, business management major will stand you in great stead, if you have it. It came in handy, absolutely, you're right. Because you cannot just focus on the marketing side as an entrepreneur. I need to know how my books are balanced. As much as I have accountants, I also need to ensure that if I ever needed investment, if I'm going to be scaling up and I'm approaching a big retailer, and I go into my elevator pitch, and they give me like a minute to break it down, to break down the numbers as to why do you need 30 million. I'm able to give them those numbers without me needing to look at a book. I mean, I can tell you exactly the costings that go towards my ice cream, and I can tell you who the suppliers are. I mean, I can tell you rates, costs without minus the VAT and VAT inclusive. You can wake me up in the middle of the night and I can tell you what the breakdown of my popcorn is. I can tell you what goes into my liqueur. And that's because before I could afford accountants, I'm talking about in the beginning stages of my business, when I could not afford to hire accountants, I needed to run my own books up until they made sense, because if it's not your strong point. I mean, I did mathematics and physical science. I didn't do accounting at school. So I only started doing accounting when I studied for my degree. So you can imagine, those that did accounting back in high school already had, they were a step ahead. And here I am as a first year student, and accounting is, you cannot avoid accounting. I had to go to lectures. But it came in handy now. It was to my benefit, because there is nobody who's going to, siphon money from my business account, because I'll pick it up in the first month. When I look at my books, I'll be able to pick it up. That no man, 5 rand 50.
Something.
5 rand 50. Yes, yeah.
Now, I know that with a lot of products, they have to go through the whole SABS approval. How did that process go for you?
So luckily for me, working with a distillery that is already established. I mean, it's 3 gentlemen, amazing gentlemen who are my mentors. I don't think they know they're my mentors, but they are, because I pick their brains a lot, 3 incredible gentlemen, and they took me under their wing, and they could have been costly mistakes. Had I not had that teachable spirit, and also remembering from all the motivational workshops that I used to attend, which I didn't know at the time that they were a foundation to me one day needing to run on my own and start off a business from scratch, because it was out of necessity to feed myself and our little last born son, because the other one is of age and he's out of the country. But it was a necessity for me to establish a business that was not only going to take about 3-5 years for me to see the fruits, but for me to be able to sustain myself now, as in I'm selling something now, and at least I can use that profit to go and buy bread so that we don't go to bed hungry tonight. So that's exactly what I faced when I started out in the business. So regarding all the SABS requirements, I have guidance. I take guidance. Like I said, I'm a teachable spirit. If they tell me that no, you can't do it this way, but we can help connect you with somebody who will get you that license that you need, who will be able to approve 1, 2, 3, and that's where they came in handy. So I've got a team of people that look after me. I've got a trademark attorney. I've got somebody looking after my IP, and I'm paying a lot of money for all these services. And like I said, accountants. So it's a lot of money, but I learned a valuable lesson from other business mentors that rather than you trying to save money and cut corners and save a buck, you're better off hiring professionals. If Bonolo is an accountant and she's great at it, let her handle your books, because accounting is not your strong point. Yes, you know about the runnings of your business and that the fact that the books have to balance, but your strong point is marketing and the overall running of your business. Give branding of your business to a person that's more experienced than you. When it comes to your liquor license, you can try and do it on your own and go and apply, but you better off hiring somebody to do all that running around, because chances are they also know all, technicalities, the short corners, little double up that they can take. So they know the shorter and quicker way. I mean, I'm not talking about an envelope under the table. No, I don't do illegal stuff because I don't want to be in the papers for the wrong reasons. But I was always advised, and I always learn from other people's mistakes that trying to, cut corners is going to come back to bite you, in the long term. So spend wherever you need to get that expertise and the proper advice so that everything in your business is above board.
Where do we purchase all of these lovely products of yours, Sonia?
So I normally do activations because remember my liqueur, for example, it's the first glittered liqueur in the world. So a lot of people are still skeptical about, is it food safe, this glitter? Is it edible? And so I do a lot of activations, mostly golf days because that's my target market. Yes. I mean, a bottle costs $590, So I know exactly who I'm targeting. So I do a lot of activations. At least every weekend I'm doing an activation, and that's merely a drive for me to not only push brand awareness, but for people to be able to taste the product and see that I'm also still alive from eating that glitter. And everything is made with high care. It's a high quality product. That's why it costs so much because of the amount of work that went into it and the quality products that are used in the brand. So whenever people want to experience my liqueur, popcorn, and everything else, it's just a matter of keeping up with my social media and my website to see where next I'm going to be. But golf days, most of them, I'm always there. But if they want to do a distillery tour, if they want to see, how things work or how it's come together, the distillery is on Caller Drive, behind Marula, right next to Lamborghini. I always make a point of saying that, the distillery is right next to Lamborghini. This is me just trying to,
you got to. Yes.
I'm just, you got to put yourself out there. My distillery is right next to Lamborghini type of thing. It's Kotani 101. So it's on Caller Drive. You're able to purchase online, joburgdistillingcompany.com, and delivery anywhere in the country to your door within 2 days, even right in the middle of Pietermaritzburg. If you placed an order now, you are sure to get your goods latest on Saturday. Or you can just go there and purchase.
Now, lastly, Sonia, please, we need the social media handles for Marula Cheesecake and Passion, so that if people want to find out more and, like you said, where to go specifically.
So all the social media, I'm talking from LinkedIn. Again, LinkedIn is not really supposed to be a social media, but people have made it social media. LinkedIn. They conveniently forget that LinkedIn is supposed to be a professional profile. But it's like ready message. It's like, can I take you out for lunch? And you're like, really? It's LinkedIn. Go try Facebook. But all social media. It's simply Marula Cheesecake.
Oh, man. Sonia, thank you so much, and all the best. I'm definitely going to be tasting that alcoholic popcorn. I can guarantee you that one.
Not to worry. So I will make a point of popping in sometime because you're not far. So I'll pop in and I'll bring you samples for you to taste. Your gourmet goodies so that you can Netflix properly.
Gourmet goodies, darling.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sonia.
Thank you, Manolo.
Sonia Booth, right here, the founder of Marula Cheesecake Passion, darling. This is Kaya 959 on the street and on the air.